That bolts are loose. So let's see if we can. Oh wow. Leave it to me. Rod cap looks good. Welcome back, everybody. I know it's been a minute, so I figured I'd give y'all an update on the S10 and another little project that I'm working on today. As you can see, there's another motor sitting behind me. So let's get into it. Alright, so here we have a Gen4 aluminum 5.3 liter LH9, LC9. I'm not really too sure. I haven't really run the numbers on it. All I know is just a Gen4 aluminum block 5.3. I was at a junkyard one day looking for sensors for my dad's car, and I seen this motor. It was actually a long block. The heads that was on it was the 243 heads that I used on the 6 liter in the Sonoma. And like I said, I seen it laying on a lawnmower shower, so I asked about it and ended up trading around for it, and I got the whole long block. I got the motor home, and I drained the oil in it and everything. Of course, took the heads and everything off of it. And he said something in the bottom end, so of course I had the bouncer on it I used on the 6 liter, and I got to messing around with it, and it'd make 3/4 a turn, almost a full turn before it'd lock up or stop, and you can turn back the other way and it'd go about the same distance and it'd just stop again. So I have not taken the oil pan or nothing off of it. Of course, it's been sitting in the floor underneath the bench for the longest time. I've had the 6 liter on the stand, of course, building it, so got it freed up. So I thought I'd put it on the stand and see what's going on with it and take a look, flip it over and see what I can find. So when I first took these heads off, of course, these pistons was not this clean. It was actually, they look more like this one more than anything. And the cylinder walls was pretty rough. I think this one right here was the roughest one. But of course, I had the valve springs and push rods and everything still open, so a couple valves was open and let a little bit of water into the cylinders. But for the most part, they all look pretty good. Not really too much. I cleaned them all up and spun it over, back and forth, cleaned them up. And like I said, the only thing really wrong with it that I can tell is something in the bottom end. So I'll get this bad boy flipped over and the pan taken off of it, and we'll see what's going on. All the bolts are loose, so I'm gonna. Oh yeah, come right off here. Let's take a quick peek. Oh my gosh, that's dirty. That's so dirty. Phew. All right, go ahead and pull it off here. I'm gonna take a better look. Alright, so of course I done made another mess, but the pan looks so dirty. It's got a bunch of goop, a bunch of thick stuff down in there. Don't really look good, but neither does this windage tray or this pickup tube. It's got some nasty stuff on it. Some nasty goop. I don't know what that is. I guess since it's been sitting in there so long, probably a little bit of water, a little mix, a little milkshake, dark chocolate milkshake. But I can't really tell anything from this angle. Of course, this windage tray is right in the way. I can't really turn it over because it's locked up right now, and I don't have another bouncer put on it, and do not have another flywheel at the moment. So I'm just gonna take the tray and the pickup tube off and get right to it. Got those two taken off there. Now let's really get a good look. Probably can't really see anything right now. Okay, first thing I am seeing is some kind of little chunk of something right there. Maybe, no, it's just paint or something right there. But there's definitely some kind of chunk of metal right here. So, no, actually it's just dirt. That mud? Well, alright, so there was a chunk of dirt, mud right there. Not really seeing anything else besides just some garbage, debris, some more goop. The rods. Oh, look at there. I guess we have found the culprit. That thing looks like a rocking chair. Jesus Christ. Big old bent one. Big old bent rod. Big bent Rodney looking guy. Heck yeah. So I guess that pretty much sums it up. I kind of had a feeling that's what it's going to be. I hear a lot about these injector sticking and hydro locking and bend and push rods and all that good junk. So I'm glad to see that it's just a rod bent, because I can go up here to a junkyard to an old guy and probably pick up a piston or maybe a whole set and just whatever I need. But I know for sure need one. I'm gonna check the other ones right here. Look pretty straight. Yeah, so one bit rod, and I'm pretty sure these are a floating wrist pin, so I can just get a rod actually and put it back in there, and I'm gonna pop a few of these caps loose, check the bearings. If the bearings look good and everything, I might slide a couple pistons out and check the rings. But if they all look good, I'm just gonna keep it the same. I've heard a lot of people have actually had good luck just running stock rings and bearings, but the cylinder walls was kind of roughed up a little bit, so I'm gonna check them out just to be safe. But yeah, I'm gonna pop a few caps off here and check these bearings. I'm kind of curious now, especially the one with the bent rod. Hopefully it didn't smash the bearing and get to the crankshaft. So we'll see. Cap bolts are loose. So let's see if we can. Oh wow. Leave it to me. Rod cap looks good. Alright. Gotta shot these bearings here. So it's got a little wear on it. Not too bad. I might just end up just slapping new bearings in this thing. I think it's like $60, $80 for a set. A new rod and main bearings from King, so might just do that. That's got pretty little wear on it, so not too bad though. Crankshaft looks alright. Don't feel no kind of grooves or nothing like that, so I think we're good. So I'm pretty sure all we need is a piston rod. So I might build around one of them up, check the rest of the bearings and everything. Might take one of these main caps loose and check that out. But yeah, found the culprit on that. Made a big old mess as per usual. Got dirty. So I'm gonna put everything back on and put it back over in the corner where it was. And till next time I get a rod, I'll take that piston out and switch them around and hopefully have a good short block. So quick update on the truck. It is at the moment running and driving. I've actually taken it up the road about a mile and a half and back just to make sure everything is sound and everything. Originally what I thought my problem was in the last video, all that clacking and tapping noise, I thought it had been a push rod because I was using the stock LS push rods and rocker arms. And I went ahead and I took everything apart, broke it down, and none of the push rods was bent. They all look pretty stockish. I mean, nothing wrong with them at all. So checked the rockers. The rockers, they had, of course, the normal play in them. Didn't see nothing wrong with them. And so the only thing I could figure that I had a bad lifter. So I got to messing around with the push rods and seeing about the preload on a few of them, and none of them really had any plunge to them. So I just went ahead and I took the heads back off, ordered new trick flow replacement lifters, stuck them back in there, and actually got a good set of BTR 5/16 80 thousandths wall push rods, put it in there. They're at 7.2 length. I actually bought a push rod length checker and made sure. So everything runs, everything's good. But when I first started to back up with all the new lifters and everything, I noticed I had another unwelcome noise that seems to come from the same area that was making noise to begin with. But the motor runs good, it holds good oil pressure, and don't miss or nothing. All the rocker arms, they're a little bit loud. They're kind of heavy and they're a little loud. And at first I thought there's something wrong with them, but I took them back off, put the stock rocker arms and push rods back in, started back up. It's making the same little rattle noise. I'm not really sure what it is, if it's coming from my transmission or the motor or what, but it does it with both sets of push rods and rockers on it, and it's coming from this area right here. But I'm just gonna keep running and driving it until something shows, because as of right now, like I said, it runs good, holds good oil pressure. I've bounced it off the rev limiter like 10 or 12 times. The test drive I had the other day, of course, I couldn't resist. I went down here and did a pretty good little burnout, kind of 1-2 shift off the rev limiter. And the noise didn't get worse. It didn't get no better. It's still kind of there. But I know for sure this battery is dead. So I'm going to jump start it and get this thing started up for y'all. And of course, the old Chevy still going strong with this new fuel pump. I've got a little radiator leak I need to fix, but that's for another day. So I'm just gonna pull this over there and give it a crank. Got them all jumper cabled up, so I'm gonna see if we got any good power. Oh yeah. So let this fuel pump prime up a little bit. We'll crank her up. It's a little cold, but it'll start sounding a little better when it gets warmed up. I've got a little bit of exhaust leak at the header collector. You can kind of hear it a little bit, but these rocker arms, they do make a little bit more noise than the stock ones. I guess just a little bit more weight rolling around, but you can hear a little, you can hear it kind of like a whirl sound, almost like some marbles or something. Right there in the end as it comes down. Like I said, it runs good, but it's got that little noise. Something I will say, that I do kind of find it weird, that it holds good oil pressure at idle. Of course you can see it's holding 40 pounds right there. But until it kind of gets warmed up, it don't really want to build no oil pressure. So I don't really know what's up with that. So I could have a rod bearing, a main bearing, a cam bearing, or something kind of going out, and once everything gets warmed up, it kind of expands, it tightens it, the tolerances up, and gives more oil pressure. I'm not sure, but as you can hear it, it's idling pretty good. Rev response pretty good. I gotta do a little tuning on the carburetor, so, but as you can see, it's not really wanting to build oil pressure right off the bat, so I'm not really sure what exactly is going wrong. But I do know when it gets warmed up, you can rev it to 7,000 back to back, and it will build like 85 pounds of oil pressure. So I've actually got a clip of it right here. So yeah, it runs. Transmission's good. I know I had a problem with it. Got the transmission welded up. It worked perfectly, I guess, for a re-welded broke transmission, but bolted it up. Everything went back together right. That's pretty much it. I took it down the road. Like I said, I got in it a little bit. It seems really stout for what little bit I got into it, but I ain't really got no gas in it, so I'm gonna get some gas and I might take this thing for a ride. So stay tuned for a ride along in this thing. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I appreciate everybody watching. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.